You are welcome to the Messiah channel, prophetic end time channel dedicated to prophetic events and time events. This is part two of a series that I'm doing on preventing the rise of a black Messiah. In part one, I look at how the West, Euro-Gentile powers, prevented or have been preventing the rise of a black Messiah. And I use Burkina Faso as a case study. And I look at political and geopolitical reasons why the West hates the rise of a black leader who is not a puppet, a black leader who is a visionary like Captain Ibrahim Traore, president of Burkina Faso. The Lord uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. The Lord uses the weakest things of this world to confound the strong. And here in 2025, the Lord is using the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Ibrahim Traore, a young man who is a soldier. I don't even know the level of his education. But I know he's a soldier. I know he's very intelligent, and the Lord is using him to confound the wise. Those people who think that they have monopoly of intelligence, and those people who claim that someone of their own, Socrates, an atheist, somebody who does not believe in God, was the wisest man in the world. And now they have been confounded with a young man, a soldier for that matter. He is not, quote unquote, a Democrat. He is not practicing the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, which is described as democracy. He's practicing the real democracy. He's practicing a government that is interested in the people, providing free education to the people, providing food to the people, and providing security and upholding the dignity of his people. And so the Lord is using a young black man who is lifting aloft the banner of dignity for his country, for his continent, and for his race. So he's fighting a good fight, and he symbolizes the foolish things of this world that have confounded the arrogant Euro-Gentile powers who assume that they have monopoly of knowledge. They are the source of life and death. And if you don't follow them, then you are doomed. So the Lord is using Ibrahim Traore to confound the Euro-Gentiles. Burkina Faso is a desert country, a landlocked country, but it's a country that is even producing food that is exported to other countries, producing tomatoes and onions and vegetables that are exported to other African countries, including Ghana, a land that has a lot of forest, is being fed by a desert nation, Burkina Faso. The Lord is using Ibrahim Traore, the weakest thing in the world, to confound the strong, nuclear-powered France and nuclear-powered United States. And the Lord is using Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore to make a point. The light is shining on the dark continent. April the 30th, 2025, as you are aware, there were demonstrations all over the world, including New York, and they took the demonstration to the city That is the commercial capital of the world, New York City, the city that is the powerhouse of United States, economic powerhouse of United States. The demonstrations went there. The demonstrations also went in London, in Lisbon, and all over the world. So light was shining on the dark continent, and light was shining on the dark African young leader, Ibrahim Traore. So they did him a favor. United States used a black man, a black general, to discredit a black man, an African. Captain Ibrahim Traore won the battle because the world came to support him. Ibrahim Traore is a young man. He's 36. He's a young man. He's less than 40 years. And the Lord used young men to carry on the program of uplifting his name. In the United States, the Lord used a young man, Dr. Martin Luther King, to uplift his people and to shine not only in America, but all over the world. And he won a Nobel Prize. The Messiah, Jesus Christ, did not live long. Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the true Messiah, he did not live long. He lived only for 33 years. Why? Because he was killed. A Messiah who came to be the savior of the world, he was killed. Of course, that is the manifesto of Satan, and that is the manifesto of the Luciferian system, the Luciferian world order that has the agenda to prevent and to deny the rise of a Messiah, particularly a black Messiah. And so here I'm talking about the prophetic consequences, prophetic implications. Why is the Eurogenital powers targeting Ibrahim Traore? They are not targeting Ibrahim Traore as a person. They are targeting his continent. They are targeting his race, the black race, the black African diaspora, and they are targeting the glory that is coming to the African continent. I had a vision where I saw that powers were planning to divide Africa among themselves. And so the Lord was showing me in a vision that Africa was going to go through what Africa went through during the Berlin Conference 1884-1885, a time when Eurogenital powers met to divide Africa among themselves. The Lord was showing me that that thing is going to happen. So I saw the map of Africa lying on the ground, and people, Europeans, and they were surrounding the map and they were dividing the map among themselves. And so that is a sinister agenda of Eurogenital powers to divide Africa again. And so when you see Ibrahim Traore, I believe that is God answering to the prayers that Africa will not be colonized again. Africa will live to uphold the name of Elohim, who is the supporter and the redeemer of the world. You see Chinese, you see Russians, you see Indians, you see Arabs, you see everybody going to Africa to be part of the exploitation of Africa. And so you see a continent where a whole airport is owned by a foreign power because that nation is in debt. You see Chinese, you see Russians, you see other European nations, you see Americans controlling and manipulating the continent. And the Lord now has provided somebody, Captain Ibrahim Traore, who is challenging the status quo. So it is prophetic in that context. There will be elevation, and that is the work of God, and that is the plan of God. There is humiliation and suppression before elevation. And so Moses was humiliated, but he was elevated finally. The Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, he was humiliated on the cross, but he was exalted because he overcame death. He rose from death, and he went to sit on the right hand side of God. At the time that the Lord is going to elevate Africa, the enemies know that, and they are aware of that, and they are aware that Africans' time of elevation is now. And so they are doing everything possible to deny the rise of a black Messiah. They are preventing the rise of an African leader, a visionary who will do things in the interest of his people, not in the interest of the Euro-Gentile powers. Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is rising. He is trying to transform his country. And of course, Africa will be used by God to shame the world. Africa will be used as the foolish thing in the world to confound the wise. Africa will be used as the weakest things in the world to confound the strong. And here I refer you to the vision that I had, where the Lord has repeatedly revealed to me that in the end times, the richest nation in the world will be located in West Africa. I'm not naming the country because I know the prophetic implications, I know the spiritual implications, because we do not wrestle with flesh and blood, we wrestle with principalities and powers, we wrestle with dark spirits, we wrestle with wicked people in wicked places, including wicked leaders who are doing the bidding for Lucifer, who have the agenda to come, to steal, to kill, and destroy. And this is what they want to do in Burkina Faso. This is what they want to do to Captain Ibrahim Traore. The Lord will use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. And in Revelation, the Lord revealed to me that a time will come, foreigners, when I say foreigners, I include the whole world, they will troop to Africa. And the Lord gave me the names of two countries, one in West Africa and one in Central Africa, where many people will move to. They will move to for greener pastures. The Lord is going to use Africa, the foolish thing in this world, the dark continent, the unsaved continent, to confound the wise. The Lord will use Africa, the weakest thing in this world, to confound the wise. So I repeat again that in the end of days, which is very soon, the richest nation in the world will be an African nation located in West Africa. I will not mention the name of the country, but it is located in West Africa, at a place which used to be called by Euro-Gentile powers as Negro land. the slave coast. So the place where Eurogenta powers took their quote-unquote slaves, that place will be the location of the richest nation in the world. The richest nation in the world will not be the dollar nation, United States. It will not be the euro nation, Europe. It will not be the pound nation, Great Britain. Britain will be great. It could be great. But the richest nation in the world, the greatest nation in the world, would be a Negro nation located in the former Negro land. And the Lord is planning. And so, what you see in Burkina Faso, what you see with Captain Ibrahim Traore should not surprise you. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked to find out that the richest nation in the world will be an African nation located in West Africa. Africa is on the verge of elevation. I'm talking about prophetic elevation. Why should Africa not be elevated? After all, Simon of Cyrene from Libya, that was a black nation at that time, carried the cross of the Messiah. And at the time when the Messiah is coming, in Africa will carry the Messiah. In Africa, they will elevate the cross of the Messiah. They will descend with the Messiah, and they will be prophets, and they will be disciples, and they will propagate the gospel of the Messiah. Africa will be elevated spiritually, prophetically, and even in human terms. As I said, many people, when I say many people, they will include many white people, Europeans, they will be trooping to Africa. As I said, there are two nations, one in West Africa and one in Central Africa. I will not mention the name of the countries because in Revelation, I thought that there was a danger to that. You are aware that anytime Lucifer sees something that is good, it will try to abort it. Lucifer tried to abort the coming of Moses. So you know the story. And Lucifer tried to abort the coming of the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, Jesus Christ. In this same way, Lucifer and his agents, those who are in presidential palaces and they are in corridors of power, the regenta powers, they will attempt to destroy those countries. But their attempts will not succeed because what the Lord has decreed will come true. What the Lord revealed to me will come true. Isaiah 55:11 is my foundation. The words coming from the mouth of the Lord who created the universe will not go back without accomplishing the purpose of the message. And the message is that Africa will host the richest nation in the world in the end times. The first will be last, and the last will be first. And Lucifer's agents, who are presidents and leaders in Gentile world, they know the potential of Africa. They know the spiritual heritage of Africa, and they know the importance of Africa to the coming kingdom, the kingdom of the Messiah. And so they are doing everything possible to prevent the rise of a black Messiah. And this is what they are doing in Africa. And this is what they have been doing throughout their lives. They have met their match. They've met their match in Captain Ibrahim Traore. Prophetically, France, as the leader of the Eurogenta powers, the nations that parted the land of Africa, they will be judged. They will be judged. And the Lord talked about it in Genesis 15, verses 13 to 14. Oh, Abraham, my friend, know for surety that your people will be sojourners in a land that is not their own for 400 years, and they will be afflicted. And after that, I will judge that nation. And the Lord is talking about the Egypts of the world. The Lord is talking about Egypt, Sodom, America. The Lord is talking about Gentile Egypt, France. And the scriptures are very clear. I will take you to Joel, the prophet of the end times, the times that we are in. And my Bible, when you read Joel 3 verse 1, the heading is called The Nations Judged. The Nations Judged. The judgment of the nations by Elohim. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. It's a prophetic message to the Euro-Gentile powers. It's a prophetic message to the Euro-American Gentile powers that their judgment will not tally. And even if it tallies based upon Habakkuk's prophecy, it will come to pass. The Lord will judge Euro-American Gentile powers that scattered my people and parted their land. And the records are clear. The archives show that in Berlin, in Gentile Germany, a time came when Euro-Gentile powers conspiring to steal the resources of Africa met in Berlin to divide Africa among themselves. 14 nations divided Africa among themselves. And the arrogant, proud, wicked King Leopold II of Belgium had the audacity to take Congo as his personal property and gave them tasks to do. If you are not able to complete the task, your hand, your legs are chopped off. 1 million people, more than that, 10 million people, they died. 10 million people, they died through poverty, through exploitation, through suppression and murder in Congo alone because of the illegal policies of colonialism. Many people who died in Africa, they number millions. And so the Lord is saying that a time will come that he will gather the Euro-Gentiles, the horns that parted the land of Africa, the land of his people. The Lord will gather them to the valley of Jehoshaphat. It's a prophetic place. The valley of Jehoshaphat is a valley of judgment, a valley of decision, a valley of humiliation, a valley of judgment. The Euro-Gentile powers will be judged, and they are desperate, and they are aware of that, because Euro-Gentile powers, they have powers, they have Luciferian powers, because a lot of them are members of the Mason, and they know the stars. They can gaze into the skies, they can do astrology, they can engage in all cultism, so they know what is happening. They know that the Messiah is coming, and they know the prophecy, because their fake evangelicals are aware of the prophecy in Joel 3 verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations in Europe, in America, in the Caribbean, and have parted my land. Something is happening prophetically. The elevation of Africa is on the way. At the time that the final trumpet of heaven has sounded, the Messiah is on his way, and you see signs of that elevation. And you see Ibrahim Traore, captain of the military, leader of a revolution in Burkina Faso, a desert nation in the Sahel, landlocked but endowed with natural resources, leading the torch bearing mandate of elevating Africa. And so on April the 30th, 2025, what you saw is just a tip of the iceberg. You aren't seeing nothing yet, Eurogentiles. The elevation of Africa is coming, and the Lord will gather you into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with you, because at that time Elohim will implement the decree that he issued in Genesis chapter 15 verses 13 to 14, the decree he issued to Abraham that his people will be taken captives to all nations for 400 years, and after that the Lord will judge them. And so you see Ibrahim Traore, a captain and leader of Burkina Faso, saying that every person who is a descendant of the slaves of the transatlantic slave trade, you are welcome to come to your land, your motherland. And so that is the prophetic implication of what is happening now, the prophetic consequences of what the Eurogentiles power did in Africa, parting the land, exploiting Africa, and taking God's people as captives on their ships, including the ship owned by Queen Elizabeth. The time has come for the nations to be judged. The time has come for the elevation of Africa, and Captain Ibrahim Traore is the torch bearer of the elevation of Africa. No, no longer a slave. No, no, no longer a slave. Thank you very much for watching this video. My email is raptureafrica@yahoo.com. Leaving it in the description box. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded. The Messiah is coming, and you see the signs of the coming of the Messiah. The Eurogentile powers will be judged. The Egyptians you see today, you see them no longer. No longer a slave. No longer a slave.